Hey guys, Papa Pete back in today with another pickup video. This one is long overdue because this is an event that I went to back in August. Couldn't take Coco with me though, she wasn't allowed to be there. But anyway, it is the Sussex world-class outdoor yard sale that's held every year in Sussex, New Brunswick in August. Went there this year, 64-bit for life. I actually had a booth set up there. He sells clothes and games and all kinds of different things. And I ran into all kinds of different friends from all around Atlantic Canada who come to this event every year. And I got some absolutely fantastic pickups, not only for my Xbox collection, but also for my Atari collection, my Intellivision collection, and even, you don't hear this very often, my Sega Genesis collection. So stick around, I can't wait to show you.
Papa Pete, the old ass gamer. Papa Pete, the old ass gamer. If you haven't grown up by the age of 50, you don't have to.
For all your Intellivision collecting needs, check out IntellivisionCollector.com, including their newest homebrew releases, Vanguard, The Show Must Go On, Penguin Land, and Poker Risque.
Ooh la la.
Plus, there's even more to come later in 2022. That's IntellivisionCollector.com. Alright guys, first things first, craft beer right here, and I have another one from Long Bay Brewing. And I even have a Long Bay glass now, so that's even better. And what I have today is Bantam, and that is an American Pale Ale. What's the percentage on it? I think it's like 6%, isn't it? 5% alcohol. It's 5% alcohol. So let's check it out. I love the can. I love the logo on it right there. That's wonderful. We actually got to stop into Long Bay Brewing in Rossay, New Brunswick, just last week, and picked up the glasses and a few cans for some videos. Picked up a couple growlers as well while we were there, but those are long gone, let me tell you. But let's try this one out right here. Bantam is one of their biggest sellers, I believe. That has a nice color. Good head when you pour, a nice even pour, right? Just a regular pour, and that's what comes out. That's perfect, right? Nice aroma as well, so let's give her a taste. Not bad at all. I'm not a big American Pale Ale fan. American Pale Ale, or is that what it's called? Yeah, American Pale Ale. I'm not a big American APA fan, but I like a good APA, and this is definitely a good APA. Quality product. I can't believe it. Long Bay is 4 for 4. I guess C-Mart's right. I like them all, don't I? But anyway, if you get the chance to try it, guys, once again, Bantam, American Pale Ale from Long Bay Brewery in Rossay, New Brunswick. By all means, try it out. Cheers. So it's beautiful to have the Sussex Flea Market back again another year. It's probably known as being the biggest flea market in Atlantic Canada, sort of central Atlantic Canada, sort of right near the hub of the entire 3 provinces. So you have vendors and sellers of all kinds of different things from all the different provinces that come into it. So it's really quite big. And thankfully this year, 64-bit brought his sales up, and he had a big setup at Sussex. But not only did I get to spend a little bit of time with my kid, but I got to spend some time with some friends who I don't always get an opportunity to see. They live all around the Atlantic provinces, and I got to see, well, first and foremost, I got to see Tyler Phillips and John Mahoney. And you may remember John. John was selling some fantastic games there. I did a tour of his collection back, I think it was in May through August. I did different episodes. I think I did 4 different episodes on his collection. Complete Super Nintendo, complete N64, nearly complete NES, plus the absolute most amazing thing I ever saw was the complete TurboGrafx 16 and a very huge chunk of Saturn games. But anyway, I also bought a whole bunch of Xbox games for my pickup. They're right back here on the wall. So go back and watch that 4-part episode if you want to see an absolutely fantastic collection, let me tell you. I didn't get anything from John or Tyler this time. They had a lot of really top-notch, high-caliber, high-quality items there for sale. And they told me later on that they did really, really well at the flea market. But another guy that I ran into is a fellow named Sean. Sean's Video Games from Moncton, New Brunswick. And I had just met him at Shediac Flea Market earlier in the summer. So he had his setup there in Sussex. He watches my channel. So Sean, I'm going to show you exactly what I got from him, because I got some amazing things, let me tell you. I'm going to start right off by saying, I don't know if you've seen these before, But these are Atari 2600 Zeller titles. Now, they're fairly common around Canada because Zeller's was in Canada, right? But they're quite hard to get in the United States. So he had 5 of these titles, and I had never actually thought about collecting them before for the Atari collection because, I've gotten a couple, but just cartridges, and I'm not really collecting cart only for the Atari, but for these, I think I'm going to start. So he had 5 of them there for a really good price, and I'll put the game that they're basically knockoffs of actual games. And this one is Radar, and it is Mega Mania. I've also got Frontline, which is, I'll take a look at it. I got to double check here. This one is a combat knockoff. I've got this one here called Pinball. Can you figure out which one that is? I think you probably can figure that one out, can you? Really neat looking pictures. I'll put the graphics right up on the screen here. I also picked up Ocean City Defender. Well, what do you suppose that could be, huh? Ocean City Defender? It's a knockoff of Magic's Atlantis. Exactly. And last but not least, I have Challenge. And I have no idea what Challenge is. And last but not least, I have Challenge, which is a little bit different because I can't really find where this was a different game. There's a game called Spectrum of Challenge of Nexar, but it's not the same as that. I think this was just sort of its own game. Very strange game too. I really can't make head or tails of it, but it almost looks like Ghostbusters on the front, so I'm not really sure where that one came from. But anyway, they're very unique. There's only 18 different Zeller's titles, so I had the opportunity to get over a quarter of them right there in one shot, so I went ahead and did so. Thank you, Sean, for doing that. But that's not all I got from Sean. I also got a great addition to my Xbox collection from Sean, and I got a copy of King Arthur. So that's just a fighting medieval type game. Here's Sean's detailed Sean's video games and collectibles. Follow Sean on Facebook, www.facebook.com, Sean's with an AWNS, video games and collectibles. So check him out on Facebook. Take a look at what he has, and maybe he has something that you want to order from him. But had all kinds of great stuff, as you can see in the 10 here. Really neat setup. It's one of these carports. You had a line completely in the inside with games. I was lucky to get over there on the very first day. It was fairly quiet. But I went back the next day. It was a really busy day on Saturday. And man, that little tent was full of people. So thanks again, Sean. Can't wait to get some games from you again. The next year's Sussex Yard Sale or Flea Market, if not sooner than that. So right on. So the next game I got at the Sussex Flea Market wasn't really something for one of the common collections that I try to fill. I got a copy of Genghis Khan 2 Clan of the Grey Wolf for the Sega Genesis. And the trick behind this one, it was 64 bits for life. He gave it to me actually at the end of the day. He'd had it for a while, hadn't sold it. It's in good shape, fairly expensive game, manual, cartridge. And I do have a lot of Sega Genesis games, probably 60, 70. But I haven't got them out display right now. They're all packed away. But, just an adventure type, almost like board game. Like a expanded Risk type game. So I always love games like that. Plus the opportunity to pick this up. Why not, right? Genghis Khan 2, Clan of the Grey Wolf. Thank you, Connor. Now the next person I saw, or actually this was really one of the first people I saw when I was there. I just sort of happened to run into him, and there's Aaron Gates from St. John, Gates Games. And he was right there as I went around the corner when I turned around the first corner I went into after I left Connor's booth. And there was Aaron standing there with the games everywhere. And we talked for a while. I went back 3 or 4 times, and these are a couple things I picked up from him. I picked up, this is neat. It's the June 2002 issue, Game Disc 07 from the official Xbox magazine. And what I like about that, I don't collect the ones that are in the sleeves all that much, or the thin cases. But this one is in a full case. Look at that right there. It's also got some lenticular photos from Dead or Alive. What is this from? Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball. Very interesting looking, huh? Oh, and inside actually there is the paper case as well. So this is kind of neat when I saw it. So for $5 I had to pick it up, if not just for the lenticular pictures from the Dead or Alive Beach Volleyball. Really, really interesting. Now, the other thing that I picked up from Aaron was for my Intellivision collection, and more specifically, the French-Canadian Intellivision collection, which I also we can find more easily up here in Canada than you tend to be able to in the US. But what I picked up, according to C-Mart later on, he told me this was a very difficult to find item from the French Canadian collection, and that is Sharp Shot. Rick Reynolds' favorite game. He always wants to play that game, makes it, he won't even stop talking about it. But now we have the French Canadian version of that game. Tireur d'Elite, right? Gotta have the French Canadian, gotta have two names. Not all of them do, I know, but the boxes could be in a little bit better shape. And to be quite honest, all it is the French manual, and I don't have a cartridge. Because I can pick up a cartridge anywhere. The cartridges weren't different for the French Canadian versions. But anyway, really happy to add that because I have quite a few of the French Canadian ones, and I really got to start focusing on picking up more of those. So pretty cool, really. Sharp Shot, French Canadian, Tireur d'Elite. Now the last thing I'm going to show you that I picked up at the Sussex Flea Market was from one of my all-time favorite sellers. I have interviews with him back in the day. I've picked up all kinds of stuff over the years from him, and that's from Rick at the Lost World in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. If you're ever down in Dartmouth or Halifax area, make sure you stop into Lost World. There's so many fantastic places to pick up games and such in Halifax. I love going down there and making a little run every day, stopping over at Rick's. But anyway, this time, it's kind of funny because I went through this booth and Rick wasn't there. So I went in and I was looking around and there was a section there with a whole bunch of top-notch Xbox titles. And like I've always told you, I tried to get the top ones first, but of course it's not always possible. So I found one that I didn't have and I'd really been looking for and having a hard time finding it. And that is Digimon Rumble Arena 2 right there. And this is complete in box, great condition, manual and such. Well, I saw it, and I made the girl who was working there an offer, and she says, well, the guy who owns it isn't here right now. Like, I'm just holding down the fort for him while he went for a walk. I said, oh, okay. He said, I'll give him a call, see if he'll take it. So she called him up, and she goes, hi, Rick. And I go, Rick. And I said, Rick. And she told, is that Rick from Lost World? And he goes, oh, yeah, it is. I said, oh, my God, tell him it's Papa Pete. So he come back over. We sort of met up. Here's a picture of Rick and I there. And he gave me a great deal on this game for my collection. And I looked around. Man, it was so busy. He had so much great stuff there. Not only games. He had 8, 10, 15 probably of the best Xbox games there. Plus, he had every other system going. Plus, he had collectibles and action figures and you name it, it was there. Comic books, tons of them. And so it was really neat. Really neat to catch up with Rick again. And it just makes it that much better when, again, I get another one of the very top games that I still needed for my collection. Well, guys, that's it for my pickups from the Sussex Flea Market 2022. Of course, now that COVID's over or whatever, or we're in a different stage or whatever, we can have these events again because I hadn't had one in a couple of years and a lot of people missed it. And it's just so much fun to walk around and just look at stuff because you never, ever know what you're going to see. Not just games, anything you could possibly imagine. Anyway, guys, I think I'm bothering Coco. She's giving me an awful dirty look here like, shut up, I'm trying to sleep. So I better be quiet now and let you go. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you in the next time. Right on. Shh. Sorry, Coco.
Papa Pete, the old ass gamer. Papa Pete, the old ass gamer. If you haven't grown up by the age
You're watching Papa Pete,
you don't have to.
the old guy gamer. Not the old ass gamer, like I said.
What the hell?